Hi guys, this is a little late, but I am going to be combining the two. So I'm going to be doing my April wrap up and my May TBR and maybe my Owls wrap up. I'm not going to show you the books for April because I didn't really get them out, but the first one is I read in April was Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. I gave that a 4 out of 5 stars. And I read that in like 3 days. And if you don't know what I'm doing, I'm looking off of my list that I wrote in my journal. So, the next book I read was Ignite Me by Tahereh Mafi. I got this out of the library because I do not have that series. The next, I gave that a 5 out of 5 star. The next book I read was my Nancy Drew book, Silence Was a Candle. I gave that a 2 star. And then the next one I gave was Jar of Hearts by Jennifer Hiller. If you don't know what some of these books are about, you can go look them up. If you want me to give a synopsis about it, let me know. But Jar of Hearts is a thriller. It's a psychological thriller. That one's a little hard to explain. But I rated that a 5 out of 5 stars. I read Heartless by Marissa Meyer. That is a retelling of the Alice in Wonderland, and I gave that a 5 out of 5 star. A Blade So Black is another Alice in Wonderland book, and I gave that a 3 out of 5 stars. That is also a retelling. Soul Harvest was the third book in the Left Behind series. That I gave a 3 out of 5 stars. I also read Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda. I gave that a 4 out of 5 stars. And I read Forget You by Jennifer Eccles. I reread that in like 2017, and I gave that another 5 out of 5 stars. Okay, my Owls, I read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 prompts for the Owls. The first one I read was Ancient Runes, a retelling. I read Heartless. Then for Arithmancy, which was written by more than one author, that was the Left Behind book. That is by Tim LaHaye and someone else. I forgot who, but I have my 5th book on my TBR for this month. Charms, I finished. I read an adult book. That was Jar of Hearts. History of Magic was published at least 10 years ago. I read Forget You. Muggle Studies was a contemporary. That was Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda. Potions was a sequel. I read Ignite Me for that. And Transfigurations was Sprayed Edges or Red Cover. I read Six of Crows. Sprayed Edges. It's black. So I didn't finish Herbology, which was planned on the cover. I didn't have a book for that. Divinations was set in the future. I was going to use Restore Me, but I didn't have the book at that time. And Defense Against the Dark Arts was title that starts with an R. Was also going to use Restore Me for that, but again, I didn't have the book. And Astronomy was Star in the title, and I didn't have a book for that either. So, okay, So I read in the month of April 9 books. So total amount of pages was 3,186, and I read 2 library books in those 9 books. So the month of May, I already finished 2 books. I finished Sea Witch by Sarah Henning. That is a retelling of The Little Mermaid, or the Sea Witch from The Little Mermaid. And I read Asylum by Madeline Rue. That one is about a boy who goes to a summer program for college, and they plan on going to the building that was used for a psychiatric ward way back in the day, and apparently freaky stuff happens, and he figures out something that he's related to and all it is. So history starts popping up. It was really good. So I was to be reading the next book, so I will get to that now. So let's start with the books that I'm currently reading right now. I am reading Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. This is the second book in the duology for the Six of Crows. I am about 337 pages into it. So literally I just started part 5, so let me show you this way. This is all I have left. And I am reading also Graceland by Kristin Cashore. Can't really tell you much about this one. I mean, I'm almost finished with it. This is all I have left. But, it's like the Throne of Glass series, really. She's an assassin for the king, but her grace is she can kill with her bare hands or something like that. Really, really good. And the next one I'm planning on reading is I have Steve and Me by Terry Irwin. I have Cinder by Marissa Meyer. I have My Queen of Hearts by Colleen Oakes. These were all from last month. The ones that I didn't finish, I went over to the next month. It's Restore Me by Tahereh Mafi. I got the second book in the Asylum series called Sanctum. And my TBR is behind my desk, so that's why I'm just pulling from there. I've got Apollyon. This is the 5th book in the Left Behind series, as I told you. And it's by Tim LaHaye and Jerry Bing Jenkins. I've also got 4, the prequel to the Divergent series. And I've also have Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. This is going to be a reread, and 4 is going to be a reread. And I also have my other 2, they're down here, which is the Graceland trilogy, Fire, and Bitter Blue. So those are all the books that I will be reading in the month of May. Like I said, I already finished 2. Hopefully this one will be my 3rd. Then Crooked Kingdom will be my 4th. But we will see about that. So, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how you're doing in the month of May, or what you're reading in the month of May. And I will see y'all all next time. Bye.